I got the text at 2:47 a.m. They turned off the cameras. We have 1 hour. No name, no sender, just those words flickering in blue on my screen like a warning light. I stared at the ceiling fan above me, its blade slicing through the darkness. My heart pounded in the silence, too loud, too exposed. I should have deleted the message immediately, blocked the number, ignored it as prank. Instead, I sat up. Because it mentioned the cameras. 4 months ago, I started working at VaultX, the startup everyone said would change finances forever. Crypto trading, secure wallets, blockchain innovations. I joined believing in transparency, code, and trust. We advertised ourselves as audited, secure, unmatched. Cameras everywhere, no secrets, but this message shattered that. They turned off the cameras. Why? Who's they? And what was coming? I threw off the blankets and grabbed my coat. I needed answers. Working late at VaultX meant quiet hallways, lights humming, screens glowing. I slipped past the security desk, where the guard dozed in his chair, nodding gently. I didn't ask questions, he never asked mine. In the server room, the heart of VaultX, I counted 6 cameras, all off. Dark red LEDs dead. My pulse shot. I pulled out my phone, ready to film. A soft whir from the cooling fans, cold air rushing past my face. Then the message came again. Find the ledger before it's gone. That word, ledger, was forbidden. The main financial ledger of VaultX had been locked behind encryption, access only for top execs. If it went missing, every transaction, every promise, every coin people believed was safe, gone or manipulated. I stepped forward, hands shaking, toward the central vault door. My fingerprints already sweaty on the metal. The lock mechanism hissing as I swiped the keycard. The vault swung open like a mouth ready to devour. Inside, rows of servers pulsed with soft amber light. I saw it then, a thick folder, sealed with a red ribbon, labeled Ledger 2024 Q1. My breath caught. Before I could reach for it, heavy footsteps echoed behind me. I turned, the guard, eyes glassy, face blank. "What are you doing here?" he asked, voice hollow. I got a text," I stammered. "They told me you turned off the cameras." He shook his head. "You shouldn't have come here." His hand dropped and I saw a glinted badge under his coat, something that wasn't security. A corporate emblem, but not ours. Someone else. I froze as he lunged. I raised the folder, backing away. A cold whisper cut through the air. "Step away from the ledger." I tightened my grip on the folder, knuckles white. The guard, if he really was a guard, kept advancing with the slow precision of someone who already knew the ending. "What's in here?" I demanded. My voice cracked. He stopped just a breath away. "Numbers you'll never understand," he said, a strange smile breaking across his face. "And debts no one can ever repay." Before I could react, he reached into his coat. Not a weapon, something worse. A small hardware wallet, the kind used to move millions in a single click. Its display blinked with a single word: transfer. "Put the folder down," he ordered, thumb hovering over the button. "Or I broadcast this key and VaultX collapses before sunrise." Every instinct screamed to run. But I knew what a broadcast meant. Private keys pushed into the wild, bots scraping the mempool. Every coin on the exchange stolen in seconds. "What do you want?" I asked, voice barely a whisper. He tilted his head. "What everyone wants. A seat at the fire before it burns the world." The air smelled of cold metal and ozone. I thought of my own tiny stash of crypto, laughable compared to VaultX's billions, and the people who trusted us with their life savings. He inched closer. "The ledger shows who owns what. Erase it, and ownership dies. Nobody can claim anything, pure chaos and pure freedom." His eyes gleamed. "Help me, or I push the button and make history." A sudden vibration in my pocket, my phone, another anonymous text. "He is not alone." My stomach dropped. Not alone. I caught a flicker of movement behind him. A shadow detached itself from the server racks, another figure, face hidden beneath a black hood. A glint of red LEDs under the hood's edge like watchful eyes. The guard stiffened. "You weren't supposed to." The hooded stranger raised a small device, jamming gun, high-frequency pulse. The hardware wallet in the guard's hand flickered and died. "Time's up," the stranger said in a low, distorted voice. "We take the ledger or nobody leaves." The guard swore and lunged for the stranger, but the hooded figure slid aside like smoke. Their jamming device hummed, bathing the aisle in a faint, teeth-aching buzz. "Who are you?" I shouted, but the stranger ignored me, reaching for the rack of servers with a metallic claw. Sparks popped as a cable snapped loose. The guard recovered, fury in his eyes. "You'll bring it all down," he barked. "Exactly," the stranger hissed. Another cable ripped free. Red lights flickered across the room, alarms flashing. My heart hammered. If the central ledger fell offline for even a minute, billions in trades could vanish. The crypto world would implode before morning. The stranger turned to me, voice metallic and cold. "You work here, you know the master switch, show me." "I can't," I stammered. "You'll destroy everything." "That's the point," the stranger said. "VaultX is a prison disguised as freedom. Tonight we open the door." The guard grabbed my shoulder. "Don't listen," he warned. "You think chaos sets you free, it makes you prey." Alarms wailed. The stranger stepped closer, the red glow from beneath their hood reflecting off the steel floor. "Choose," they whispered, "keys or blood." The choice clawed at me. Behind the stranger, the guard's hand hovered near his own concealed weapon, a last resort. "You kill me and the broadcast still goes out," the stranger said, as if reading his thoughts. "Dead man's switch, 3 minutes left." The guard's jaw tightened. "They'll hunt you." "They'll try," the stranger replied. I swallowed hard. If I gave access, VaultX would crumble, billions lost. If I refused, the dead man's switch would trigger anyway. The stranger raised a gloved finger and tapped a small timer on their wrist. The digits burned bright. 02, 5802, 57. My breath caught. 2 minutes to decide which world would wake up tomorrow. The guard's voice trembled, a low growl barely masking panic. "They're bluffing. I've seen this kind before." "Have you?" the stranger replied, tilting their head. "Check your phone." The guard hesitated, then slowly pulled out his device. His eyes widened, the blood draining from his face. "What? How did you?" he stammered. "All security feeds," the stranger interrupted, "are already mirrored. Every second of your panic is live on the dark grid. The moment the clock hits 0, so does the master key." The guard's grip on his weapon loosened. I could see his resolve fraying like cheap wire. I tried to speak, but my throat felt like sandpaper. "Why me? Why make me choose?" The stranger stepped closer, their breath cold despite the humming heat of the servers. "Because you still believe in the myth of control. You still think your loyalty buys you freedom." "I'm just an analyst," I whispered. "Exactly," they said, almost tenderly. "The invisible gears of empires always turn on the backs of people who think they're small." The words stabbed deeper than any weapon. "You want to save them?" the stranger asked softly. "Then burn their chains." The timer glowed. 01, 43, 01, 42. The guard's eyes darted from me to the stranger, torn between orders and instinct. "This is madness," he finally hissed. "No," the stranger said, "this is balance." I felt my palms slick with sweat. Every scenario my mind conjured ended in ruin. Billion-dollar portfolios, livelihoods, entire nations, obliterated in seconds. Yet part of me, a buried, furious part, ached to see VaultX brought low. "Decide," the stranger murmured. "Freedom or fear, you can't keep both." The servers roared louder, like a beast sensing blood. The last minute was ticking away, and the weight of the world pressed down like a storm. The guard's radio crackled with distant voices, headquarters demanding status, but he silenced it with a trembling thumb. The sound of his own heartbeat seemed to fill the room. "You'll doom millions," he whispered to me. "Their savings, their futures." The stranger tilted their head. "You already doomed them the day you built a vault no one could challenge. I'm just the inevitable consequence." I stared at the glowing timer. 00, 5800, 57. My own reflection in the polished steel looked like someone else entirely. "Give me the master key," the stranger pressed. "You'll sleep knowing you chose truth over lies." I clenched my jaw. Truth or lies both tasted like ashes. The guard stepped between us, shoulders squared though his hands shook. "You'll have to kill me first." The stranger didn't flinch. "If I wanted you dead, you'd be silent already." In a single swift motion, they raised their other hand, revealing a small, pulsing sphere, like a tiny heart-beating light. "What is that?" I asked, my voice barely a rasp. "Your future," the stranger said, "or your nightmare. It detonates the chain itself, unravels the code. No vault, no empire, no control." The guard swallowed hard. "And no recovery." "Exactly," the stranger said, a glint of something sadness in their voice. The timer screamed silently. 00, 33, 00, 32. I felt my chest tighten. The server's hum had become a roar, each vibration a hammer on my skull. "Think, damn it," the guard barked. "You've got a family, a life. Do you think I don't know that?" I snapped, my own voice shocking me. The stranger's hood shifted just enough to reveal the curve of a scar across their cheek. "I lost my family to VaultX. I won't let them take yours too." My breath hitched. The weight of every decision I'd ever made pressed into that single second. The guard's knuckles whitened. "Don't listen. This is terror, not justice." But justice, I realized, had never felt safe. The timer flashed 00, 18, 00, 17, and the air itself seemed to shrink. "Choose," the stranger urged, their voice low but unyielding. I glanced at the guard, his eyes wild, desperate. He mouthed, "Don't." Somewhere deep in the building, another alarm shrieked. Backup teams were coming, but they would be too late to stop the countdown. I pictured my daughter's face, the small hopeful smile she gave me every morning. I pictured the millions locked in VaultX's system, their lives ruled by numbers they could never touch. My hand trembled toward the master console. The guard lunged to block me. "Think," he roared. "You're about to burn the world." "I'm saving it," the stranger countered. Their voices clashed like thunder. My fingers hovered over the biometric scanner. The stranger reached into their cloak and produced a small keycard, my personal ID, stolen somehow. They slid it across the console. "You already chose," they whispered. "You just needed someone to show you." My heart crashed in my chest. Was this really my decision anymore? The timer flared. 00, 08, 00, 07. I pressed my palm to the scanner. A single chime, green light. The guard screamed no and lunged, but the stranger caught his arm midair with impossible strength. The server's roar cut to silence. Then one by one, red indicators bloomed across every rack, shutdown sequence initiated. The stranger released the guard, who crumpled, staring in horror. "It's done," the stranger said softly. "The chains are broken." The timer hit 0. Nothing exploded. Instead, a low, resonant pulse rippled through the room, like the heartbeat of a giant awakening. The pulse deepened until it felt like the floor itself breathed beneath us. Emergency lights flickered, painting our faces in alternating crimson and ghostly white. The guard scrambled to the console, frantic fingers racing across keys. "No backup protocol, no rollback." His voice cracked with disbelief. "There is no going back," the stranger said, lowering their hood at last. A jagged scar traced from brow to jaw. Eyes the color of storm clouds locked with mine, eyes I recognized. My breath caught. "You, my brother," he finished for me. "The one they told you died 10 years ago. VaultX made me a ghost so they could own us both." The guard froze, his anger eclipsed by shock. I staggered backward, the world tilting. Memories of a funeral with no body, of unanswered questions, came flooding back like an open wound. "You were gone," I whispered. "They said—" "They lied," he cut in, his voice a blade of quiet fury. "They bought my silence. Tonight we reclaim it." The servers gave one final shudder and went dark. Across the world, screens flickered and wallets unlocked, every ledger line dissolving into open code. The guard sank to his knees, the fight drained from him. "You've unleashed chaos," he said. "No," my brother replied, a faint, defiant smile breaking through the shadows. "We've unleashed freedom." And as the building's alarms wailed their dying cry, I felt the weight of years lift, replaced by something far heavier: truth.